This lady got a question for us, fellas. Let's see if we can help her out.
Auntie's here and I got a question. Why are more women shoveling themselves out, digging themselves out? Where the men's at?
Okay, it is time to go outside and shovel some snow. Where's a man at when you need him? Because ain't no me around here. In New York, I never hardly had to do this because, of course, I had good neighbors. I should have kept that last guy I was dating.
I can't do another winter with no husband. This is the last winter I got in me without a husband.
I'm a single black woman in Chicago. Of course I have to go shovel my own snow. I'm a single woman in Chicago. So even my male friends don't even see if I need my snow shoveled or iced or anything because they think I got a list of dudes lined up and they don't want to do it so they don't look stupid because in case somebody else is cracking me.
I am 40 years old and at this big age, this is the very first time I had to shovel my porch, stairs, and walkway by myself. As a single mom, I'm at peace and I love my life. But it's moments like this that make me think to myself, it would be kinda nice to have a man around the house. But
I'm trying to be a good Samaritan and shove this hard. Like,
if you got a man and he out here shoveling your snow, sis, go in the kitchen and fix that mother plate. Stop playing. Stop it.
This is hilarious to me. So I guess you only need men when it's time to pick up the check and shovel snow. That's what I'm taking from this video. And it's so funny to me because that type of thinking is why these women are out there shoveling snow, because they don't understand the value of a man. And then these women are tripping. And one lady talked about something, she gonna find a husband by next year. Well, you look like you're in your 40s, maybe 50s. So if you ain't found one yet, I'm gonna bet that it ain't gonna happen next year either. And the other lady mad at her so-called male friends because they don't want to come shovel her snow.
what kind of shit is that?
Lady, that's not their job if that's your male friend. Why would you even expect them to do that? That is insane. But it's fine. I'm not here to give you women a speech or anything. I'm just here to answer the first lady's question. She asked, where are the men, or what are the men doing?
Just chill.
Never underestimate men. Men are much smarter than you think. Men are so smart that they treat you how they view you. Let's talk about it. Men don't take women to five-star restaurants who don't look or carry themselves like a five-star chick. Let's be realistic. A man don't give you first-class treatment when you carry yourself in a very low-class manner. Why would he? A man is not your father. Therefore, don't expect him to do things for you that your own father never did for you. First experiences usually come from your father. High-value men don't take unexposed women to high-end places. Due to your lack of exposure, he's afraid that you won't know how to behave and sees you as a risk factor. Smart men don't have intelligent conversation with unintelligent women. They know that you can't relate, so they keep the conversation relatable and childish because he knows that you are temporary. Therefore, make sure that you are a reflection of your requirements and your expectations. Again, men are very smart and they treat you exactly how they view you. Be smart, they smart, choose wisely, Nat Nation. And remember, I told you.
Women don't go out on girls' night out because they want to hang with their girlfriends. They go out on girls' night out because they want attention from other men. That's why they do it. Otherwise, they would stay at home and they would dance in their friend's house, or they would go out and they would be dressed in jeans and a t-shirt. They would not be half naked at the bar, drunk with their girlfriends. It doesn't make any sense.
Can someone else confirm for me? When you're in a relationship, I believe that having a girls' night is going to a restaurant and having dinner and drinks there. Hang out a few hours, chitty chat, gossip, whatever, and then take your happy to your man. Because if there's one place I'm not going to be without my boyfriend, it's at a bar. I think that's weird.
Girls' night is not girls' night. Please stop lying. Dressing up in skimpy outfits, saying I'm doing it for my girls, I worked hard all week, I deserve this. No, you're not. You're actually chasing outside validation and attention from men who are not your husband or your boyfriend. Let's be real. That is not empowerment.
I hate when women get online and tell other women, don't care about these men, act like you don't have any feelings, don't have any emotions, don't show anything. What are you talking about? We are women. We can show that we have feelings. That's not a crime. That's not weakness. We're supposed to be loving, nurturing, feminine. Like, y'all act like it's something wrong with being weak at the knees. I could be wicked to these, so what? I'm sad, and I can express that I'm sad. I'm not a man. Y'all really be having pissing contests with men. Oh, we don't care just like the men. I ain't no man, and I don't compete with men. I don't know what happened, the shift, but I don't like it. Sometimes my chest be hurting, my head, my heart is aching, and that's okay for me to express that.
Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 128, I think. If there's one thing I've learned about men and women during the holidays, it is that women do not want their men home. If you're a dude and you take 2 weeks off work without telling your wife, you might as well just slap her right across the face, I guess, because they are not used to it. It just throws them right off. I've been seeing a lot of posts like this. My husband has been off work since the 24th and I haven't unalived him. Please clap for me. And these posts tend to be super relatable, with women agreeing that they do not want their husbands home this long. This woman actually feels a similar joy leaving the house because her husband is home all the time on long-term disability. And what's really interesting about this post is that when people ask if he's lazy or needs more work to do, you know, while he's on vacation, she actually says that he's not lazy and has done every chore she's asked of him. She just still doesn't want to be around him. And holy ladies, this is a huge problem because I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but a man can't work forever, and neither can you. Eventually you'll both have to retire, and when you do that, you'll have to live together and spend time together and grow into old age together, and you'll have to do that without committing spousal homicide. In fact, these will be the years you need each other most to survive. So this is your trial by fire. This is how you learn to do just that. There's a scene in Bruce Almighty, it might have been Evan Almighty, where God says that if you pray for patience, he doesn't give you patience. He gives you an opportunity to be patient. You are never going to be just handed a person who never annoys you and knows everything you want. But surely what you do know is why you married this person, right? So why did we forget that just because you took a couple weeks off? Listen, of course this is going to be a change to your routine and might throw you off a little bit, but I am begging you to try and see how special this is to him and your kids if you have them, and try not to focus on what could go wrong or how he could mess things up. He's been looking forward to this time with you and to be at home and not working for so long. And I'm going to say something else that you don't want to hear. He's also been looking forward to doing nothing. He really just wants to use some of his vacation time for nothing. In fact, everyone deserves some time for nothing. Look, you married him for him, right? Not for the time that he's gone. And it would just mean the world to him if you made him feel that way.
I've talked to at least 15,000 single people now. So now I learned a thing or two. Most women want a man of you guys' caliber. You know, you guys, I'm going to give you your kudos. You're successful men, you're attractive men, well-spoken men, black men, you know, do well, you do for the community. They all want you. Now, it doesn't matter if she's rich or poor, fine or not that attractive, they all want you. Now, we know the truth of the matter is you guys represent, really when it comes down to it, not the larger portion of the masses. You guys literally might be 10%, might even be less than that. You might be like the 5%ers, the 1%ers, but it doesn't matter because 100% of the women all want you. So what happens is, what I've learned is social media has given people insights to other people's lives. So every girl wants a man that makes bare minimum 100K, has to be attractive, faithful, prefers no kids. If she has kids, love her kids like they are your kids. Treat her kids like you created her kids. Show up for her when she needs you to show up for her. Go to church with her every day. Don't ever speak to another woman. Always be available, but work so much that you can fulfill my lifestyle. It's crazy. I'm saving my next invention is the AI guy. I'm going to make the 6'6" AI human-like man because it's literally the only man that represents this. And I think that what I've come to learn is women get really offended because they use settling. I hate the word settling because if you say, oh, you're saying I'm not good enough for a man that makes 100K. And their argument will be, well, I make that or more. So it only makes sense for me to require a man that makes what I want or more. Logically speaking, I get that. I don't have a disagreement there. But the part that they're missing, which matters the most, is that man doesn't date the same. A lot of times the wealthy man or the man that has the money, he doesn't want a broke girl, but he has enough. He goes into it knowing he's paid for everything, right? So even though you have a certain lifestyle, this man in his mind, I still got to pay for everything. So your money doesn't matter that much as you think it does.
Modern women seem to always have that question. What's going on with the men? Where are the men at? Why can't I even find a man to shovel my snow? It's really, honestly, truly, this world has gotten too inconvenient for me. The stuff that because they're riding on emotion. So the stuff that I came out here and I was like, oh yeah, we're going to get it. We're going to do this, and that. All that stuff that I was riding high on, is now going out the window. It's all going out the window now. And now I need a little bit of help. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. When is a man going to come out here and help me? I need somebody stronger. Well, why don't you call your mom or something like that? Why don't you call some of your friends? Each one doing a little bit, y'all can all get it done. Yeah, but we're going to be out here forever doing it. I know, but you said you had your friends. And your friends would always come to your rescue, and that's the people that you can depend on. So depend on them to shovel the snow.
Women are revealing themselves all over the place. So the last 2 posts I made, if you didn't see them, check them out. The first one was about women becoming accidentally childless because we're too picky. And then I posted about my husband saying that my boobs used to be amazing, and me not getting angry and just like, yeah, that's the truth. They used to be amazing. Now they're less amazing. And I just am getting responses from women saying, like, we feel like you settled. We feel concerned. We feel like surrender is, we want to hear about how life is so amazing and loving and you're worshipped, and we want to hear the love story. This is why we're single. Oh, my car is beeping at me. We are so unlogical. And I know unlogical is not a word. We are not logical. We get to co-create with God. We get to have a family. We get to be a mother. But that takes surrender. It's not settling. It's surrendering. It's seeing relationship as pathway to intimacy with God and intimacy with your husband. What are we doing? How many of your friends are accidentally childless? How many of your loved ones are completely alone, seeking connection, seeking love, and they are not experiencing love because we're too picky, because we're finicky, because we don't know how to surrender, because we don't know how to say, life is the way that life is, and I'm going to be great with it however it is. We're not good at that. Women are sold a fairy tale, a fantasy from Disney and everywhere else, and I want to tell you, there is a God-sized, family-sized hole in your heart, and you cannot fill it with any amount of clicks, any amount of views, anything except for God and family. And to have that, you need to surrender to a relationship. So I'm going to double down on what I'm saying. It's not settling. It's choosing. You women out there are allowing your entire lineage to end with you. People toiled and slaved and worked and farmed for you to exist, thousands of them, and you are going to let it end with you because you are just so picky? Stop it. Get married, surrender, love.
What is wrong with men? They have lost the art of approaching.
I happen to disagree. A lot of guys still approach women. However, there are a lot of guys out there that simply don't want to approach certain types of women.
Like, if we make eye contact, and we make eye contact multiple times, that is your sign. That is your sign that I am interested, that the girlies are interested, and that is your sign for you to come up to us and talk to us, because that is the okay.
Maybe one of the women who understands this type of thinking can explain this to me, because it doesn't make any sense. Why are you expecting guys to pick up on subtle hints when the use of these simple little things called words could really alleviate any miscommunication, and then the guy would actually know for certain that you're interested? Doesn't seem that hard.
I made eye contact so many times with this one guy, kept fucking looking at me, and I kept looking at him. Nothing. It's like, okay, so like, you're not gonna say anything, bro? So like, do women have to do the project nowadays? Because that's not happening. If you think that's what's gonna happen, that's not what's gonna happen.
Well then, it's abundantly clear that there had better be a lot of women that are mentally prepared to remain apparently not so happily single, because they expect men to uphold certain gender roles only when it suits the women's purpose. But welcome to equality. If you want a relationship, perhaps you might have to put in some work in order to get one.
Good men get fumbled too. Nobody talks about that. We talk constantly about how men need to step up, how men need to lead, how we got to be better. And all that's true. But we don't talk enough about men who actually did the work, the men who showed up and provided and protected and communicated and stayed loyal and still got played. Because a lot of women are praying for a good man while holding on to the habits they learned from a toxic one. And when a good man finally shows up, he doesn't feel like peace. He feels like boredom, because you're so used to that chaos, that stability now feels like something is wrong. So you start picking fights, testing him, looking for the catch, and eventually you push away the exact thing you prayed for because you didn't do the healing required to keep it. He was consistent. He was present. He loved without a highlight reel. And what you call boring was actually just a man who wasn't performing for you. He was just keeping it real, and real is rare. So he got quiet, got focused, got to work. Because a man who knows his value, he doesn't audition for a second chance with somebody who already had the front row seat and still chose the cheap seats. Now she's comparing everybody to him. Every man she meets gets measured against a standard she didn't appreciate until it was gone. A good man can give you the world, but he can't heal the trauma that makes you rejected. And the most dangerous thing a fumbled good man becomes isn't bitter. It's selective, because now he knows exactly what he brings to the table and exactly what kind of woman deserves a seat at all. So stop asking God for a high value man if you're still operating with a low value mindset. Good men get fumbled every day by women who are ready to be loved right.
If you think about it, there's nothing to appreciate a man for.
If you think about it, ugly women ain't gonna find no true love. I promise you.
There's nothing to appreciate a man for.
Ask any ugly woman. Have you ever found true love, man? Nope.
It really sucks when you're not attractive because men completely ignore you, right?
Rule number one, ladies, do not take advice from ugly women. Stop with the everybody's beautiful. Where are these ugly women getting their confidence from? I want to know.
If you think about it.
Fat women, I know, they get their confidence from black dudes and Puerto Ricans hitting on them. But ugly women, what is it? Is it the Mexicans that are coming in and hitting on you that make you think you're special? Number two, just don't listen to fat women either. Fat women will always tell you the best way to lose weight, which already is like...
There's nothing to appreciate a man for.
So, get up in the morning, brush them teeth, put that makeup on, do your hair, okay? Put on some lotion, spray some perfume, take a bath, take a shower, wear an outfit, not a t-shirt. I'm just being honest. People can say I'm mean, but they can't say they can't say it's not true what I'm telling y'all. How are you gonna get on the screen talking about you looking for true love and not looking for you?
What is the one thing that every race, religion, nationality has in common?
Leadership.
Wrong. The one thing everyone has in common, ugly people, right? Every race has ugly people. The beauty of ugly is that it doesn't discriminate. Write that down, please. Should we treat ugly people the same as attractive people?
Yes, we should.
The actual correct answer is no.
Women are doing at home between $150,000 to $250,000 a year in domestic labor.
So you're saying women are doing $150,000 to $200,000 of unpaid labor?
Yes.
Have you thought about the unpaid labor that men do around the house? Construction, landscaping, plumber,
Yes.
electrician, pest control, security guard, IT support, chauffeur, mechanic, babysitter, etc.
That is such a fantastic point. Do you own a firearm?
No.
Would you date a guy who owns a firearm?
Yes.
Okay.
I have
you dated?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's interesting because you're saying, well, for you to have a full-time armed security guard, which is what women have, that's really expensive. Women basically have executive protection for free. That's unpaid labor. In fact, can I ask you a question? Husbands should be willing to protecting you.
Yes.
Take the bullet.
Yeah.
Would you do the reverse for him?
No.
If we're talking about unpaid labor, if I wanted to hire 24/7 security, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Women who hate men make the best wives and girlfriends, and I will not help.
I've been hearing this particular argument put forth with ever-increasing frequency on social media. A lot of women are out there trying to convince men that they themselves that dislike men the most would make the best partners, when that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Their argument is that they don't seek male validation or male approval. Therefore, if they choose you as a man, then you win the dating lottery. But how much sense does that make? Who really wants to date someone that dislikes every single person of their gender except them? That doesn't really sound like a winning equation. I mean, just think about how often you're going to have to listen to them disparage men. But frankly, it seems like these women are trying to convince men of this because, well, I'm beginning to think that a lot of these women are just lonely.
I feel like Lady J kind of hit the nail on the head. They like to say that men have lost the art of approaching, but they actually didn't. They didn't lose the art of approaching. They just don't want to bother. They just don't want to be bothered with you anymore. And that's what a lot of ladies are upset about. He doesn't seem to be, giving me any attention. He don't seem to be taking me seriously. Like, why is he not paying attention to me? We know exactly how to do certain things. It's just y'all have started to act crazy with men. And so now men are like, I don't know if I want to get involved in that. I don't know if I want to be around that. And there's a lot of things that men are saying that y'all are blatantly disregarding. There's a lot of things that men are bringing up as concerns, and y'all are blatantly disregarding it. And so when you start to say, why aren't men approaching anymore? That's really weird. Like, men have lost the art of approaching. No, they've put down the art of approaching because there are too many unknowns. There are too many factors that a man has to mitigate. And some of them are extreme. If you do this, you could end up on social media. If you do this, depending on how she feels, you could end up in jail.
Many years from now, there is going to be a quiet crisis, loneliness in women especially. Not because women failed, not because they weren't capable or intelligent, but because they were handed a script or a blueprint that left out the consequences. Be self-sufficient, put your career first, you don't need a man. So they followed it. They pushed love down the line. They delayed the family. They treated commitment like something that could always wait until it didn't. Fast forward a few years later. You're older, no partner, no children, no legacy, just some noise to fill that silence. Meanwhile, your grandmothers had way fewer choices, but way stronger direction. They built families, they built the roots, they built something bigger than themselves. And this generation swapped it all for convenience. Legacy for pleasure, meaning for freedom without structure. And here's the part that nobody likes to talk about. The men that they overlooked in their 20s, they didn't just vanish. They were building, failing, learning, becoming disciplined, and becoming men. Men don't peak early. They compound with time. Value grows with time and skill and responsibility. Women don't gain leverage by delaying everything. That is not cruelty. That is reality. Every decision comes with a cost. Modern narratives today did not remove the bill, they just postponed it, and the outcome is usually the same. Distractions instead of connection. Comfort instead of intimacy, and independence without fulfillment. This is not about going backward. It's about correcting the course. We don't need less ambition. We need stronger values, commitment, family, masculine leadership, feminine devotion, and a shared purpose, because freedom without foundation doesn't liberate, it isolates you completely. And tradition wasn't the problem, abandoning it was.
One of the weirdest and most humbling experiences as a man is realizing that women actually don't give a f about you at all. Now, are there women out there who genuinely get into relationships because they genuinely fall in love with you and what you can provide, because that's all they give a f about? There are literally like 0.01% of women out there who actually get into a relationship with you for you, who you are as a person. It's all about what being with you says to them about themselves and their value. And that's why so many women fall out of love with their men inside of the relationships or get divorced from their men when they're in marriages. It's because when you get soft, when you get comfortable as a man and you start to open yourself up, you start to let your guard down, you're not being as mysterious, you're telling her everything about yourself. She starts to lose interest in you because now to her, she's seeing you at your worst and not just at your best. And she's like, I can't do it. I don't like what he is now. Right now, I was just at the mall and I saw a dude who was with a woman who was pretty fat, and I saw multiple situations like this, dudes who were with fat women. And in my mind, I'm not judging at all. I'm like, bruh, do what you want to do. But it was interesting to me where I'm like, that man actually loves that woman. Like, even though we all see that she's fat, in his mind, he looks at the person that she used to be and is like, bruh, there's some kind of part of that that's still inside of her. There are so many men out there who are in relationships and marriages with women who were previously skinny and gotten fat because they always gave a about the woman and not who she was on the outside. But let a man go broke, let a man get fat, let a man get comfortable, let a man get soft, she's leaving. It's because she never gave a about who you were as a person. It's who you were portraying yourself to be. It's who you were on the outside. And once you can understand that a relationship is all about a woman's ego, you start to know how to play it, so then you always keep her around.
Women are thinking this: hey, he invited me for a cup of coffee. I know through other men who are teaching women how to invest in themselves and find a partner who actually wants to go out with them and get to know them, has told me this is very low value. I have to decline this because this person doesn't value me and probably goes out with a bunch of other people for coffee, and I want someone who's making an investment up front and shows me that they care and put some thought into this date.
When it's women that are making TikToks and Instagrams over and over again, disrespecting men, saying they cheated on their boyfriend, man-hating, saying I'm entitled to this and that, who is surprised that men are now given pause and saying, I don't know if I want to shell out cash on date one?
Men saying, I've just decided altogether to avoid women. That it's better to be single, guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
It is not because they're fighting a war within themselves. It is because they found peace with themselves. And she was so close. She was just so close to getting there because at least she's recognizing what men are saying. Because they're tired of the complaining, the double standards, the expectations, and the risk of losing everything that they've built. There is no unresolved internal war going on in these men. He just found peace and contentment on his own instead of using that energy and effort on someone else.
Over 50% of women over 40 are on antidepressants. Let that sink in. Half of an entire generation of women medicated just to cope with life. And no, this is not just about a chemical imbalance. It's about what's really happening to women.
I've waited for my husband for so many years, and I'm just getting mad, and I'm about to turn 40. There's a lot of stress on me right now.
So a lot of my single mom friends have been like, oh, I'm so depressed. And I'm like, well, have you gotten laid recently? And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, well, bingo.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house.
I'll be 41 next week. And yeah, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to really tell you this shit. So after the age of basically like 32, that is when you're just going to date people that are coming off of divorce.
I am 50 years old and I have never been married and I don't have kids. And I know that some people think that is a red flag.
I'm 45 and child-free and I regret not having children.
No, I'm not the only person that feels this way. I'm turning 40 next year and I'm single with no children.
You ever have those days at work where you wish you would have married that attorney when you were 27 years old for his children?
Anybody else struggling with dating after their 40s?
Are there any men left out there in this entire universe that prefers a woman in her 40s with a natural body?
No one tells you just how lonely your 40s can be.
I do get very triggered around going to my brother's at Christmas and all the kids being there and I'm the only single person there, and I've started feeling, I mean, he doesn't know this, but I feel such, I can't help it, and it brings me shame.
The worst thing a woman can do, statistically speaking, is to get married to a man.
Let's double check.
Married women do not live as long as single women.
The opposite is actually true. Large-scale longitudinal data shows that married women past 65
live about 2 years longer than unmarried women. The same goes for men.
They do not earn as much money as single women.
This blames marriage for what is actually a motherhood gap. Married women who don't have children actually make 2% more than unmarried women without children.
They are not as happy as single women.
This claim actually comes from a famous book that misread its own data. 40 years of GSS data show a 30-point happiness premium favoring married couples over single women and men. My goal here isn't to criticize women or men who are choosing to stay single, but as someone trying to build a community around how men can be better partners, please don't feel shame if you want to find happiness in marriage.
Can I ask men a serious question?
Why men scrolling past without giving me a chance?
And where's the men that don't cheat?
Guys, I have to speak my truth. I never want to live with a man.
Men love telling women, that's why you're single, that's why you don't have a man.
Do I want a man? Yes. Do I really want a man? No, not really.
Where are my good men? Where are the good men at?
I'm just trying to figure out, when did these so-called men...
I have a question. What happened to men like actually doing stuff for women?
You only chase women when you don't know any better. In reality, all you young men out there, listen, I understand, I've been there, I've done it. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be chasing women. Women should be chasing you. How you get women to chase you is, number one, you stop chasing women, okay? Number one, you stop chasing women and you start chasing your potential, working on yourself, start becoming the best version of you can, the best in health, the best financially, the best spiritually, the best person you can be. You need to learn to grow and develop as a man and stop worrying about the women. And as soon as you don't care about chasing women because you're more focused on larger ambitions and goals, girls, boom, appear.
You know, I really appreciate what Lauren said when she talked about maybe your grandmother had fewer choices, but she had stronger direction. Fewer choices, stronger direction. If you go into an ice cream shop and they have a whole bunch of flavors nowadays, vanilla bean, Madagascar, vanilla chocolate, bourbon bean, which it's fantastic. It's great. But like they were saying, it's kind of like, okay, so what is, and you have to ask questions. So what is that like? So what is that like? So what is that like? And I understand the attempt is, okay, we've got so many flavors, just keep on coming in and try them all. But most people are like, well, you know, just just give me vanilla. They might try a few flavors, but it's going to end up at, well, you know, just give me vanilla is what you're going to end up at, right? Modern women, because they have dating apps, they're looking at these dating apps and they're saying, I have endless options. I'm just going to come back. They keep on coming back and coming back and coming back. I like this flavor. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I'm going to try this flavor again. Ooh, I really like this flavor. They keep on getting different flavors over and over again. And they pick out maybe 4 or 5 different flavors that they like, depending on the season or depending on how they feel. And whatever season it is or whatever time of their life that they're going through, they pick that flavor over and over and over and over again. And then you have the best seller. Everybody gets the best seller. That's what everybody wants. And unfortunately, a lot of you modern women are picking the best seller. Unfortunately. But the best seller usually sells out because it's the best seller and everybody wants it. So the person that gets there earlier, a lot of times, is going to get the best seller. Maybe the person that works there and has an inside track to the best seller is going to take some home for themselves. And there's none left over for you. These modern women, what grandma used to do is she used to say, these are the choices: vanilla, chocolate, and, well, let's just go with vanilla and chocolate. No Madagascar or vanilla bean chocolate. Let's just go with, okay, I want vanilla. I want chocolate. And they made their pick. There are some things that they don't like, but then there's some things that they do like. Well, I pick vanilla over chocolate because of this, or I pick chocolate over vanilla because whatever your reasoning was. I went on ahead with my life. I got some ice cream. A lot of modern women ain't, well, I'd be fine with ice cream. But then they get to the end of their life or whatever, and they were like, well, I never got to try it. That was your choice. That was your fault. You had plenty of time to try the flavors and try the ice cream. But instead of just picking one and saying this is the one I'm going to go with. I don't really like it. I'm allergic to that one. Okay, fine. I don't really like that one. It doesn't match with my blazer. It's just a whole bunch of stupid stuff that they be talking about, and they fool around and don't get no treat, only tricked. Dang.
What would you do without men? Tell me.
Women don't need men anymore, hot take. And I love the content surrounding this and how marriage benefits men more than women now in this day and age. I saw a comment and it said, if marriage benefited women, they would have taken it away from us by now.
Honey, you are freaking deluded. Men do everything. Men do everything. Yeah, okay, you have your cute little job and you make your money and you come home and you have a nice little apartment. They fix everything. They build everything. They shield you from harm ultimately on a large scale and on a small scale. What would you do without men?
So this was interesting. Check it out.
I saw a guy talking about how he's paying close attention to this work because he's wondering if people are going to start getting drafted and men have to be worried about that, and women in the comments, like feminists are like, God forbid men have to do their duty. Now it's not toxic masculinity. When it comes to on a battlefield, we're all good with that. But any other time, it's this toxic masculinity. Like, now it's God has a design. We are all created differently. Women can't do what men can do. Yeah, I guess when it's going to cost you your life, your ideologies change real quick.
A guy can't tell you to cover up. Because women, they don't dress like that for men. That's the answer. Okay, really, go put fucking 100 women out on an island with no men around. Do you know how they're gonna fucking dress? In sweats, fucking no makeup, hair in a ponytail. There's no fucking bikinis and beautiful dresses and all that. That's a complete and utter lie. And then you say, there's no good men out here. We've been fucking telling you. But if you're looking for marriage and love and honor and respect and loyalty, what do you think a man is gonna think? Here's the crazy part, is what I'm saying is wrong, but it's how men think.
Saying, I don't date single moms, the way that women say, I don't date broke men, would that be seen as preference or prejudice?
It will be seen as prejudice by women, by some women I imagine, but preference by men. But the answer is, it's preference.
Yeah.
I feel like just because a woman has a baby, that doesn't mean it's the end for them. Like, they still have, if it didn't work out with their baby daddy, they still have a chance to find their person. I love when men take on women with babies. Like, I'm like, that's amazing.
I think it would be seen as prejudice, although I think it's fair. I think if you don't want to date someone who has a baby, whether you're a woman or a man, I think that should be your choice, and I think it's completely fair.
Why is it not seen as prejudice when women don't want to date broke men?
Brain break.
Because you don't want anyone to be leeching off of you. I think men and women should be completely equal as far as like how much they work and bring to the table. But the truth is, like, women do carry children, and if they have to be out of work for a while, then the men should be able to make up for that. So I would not date someone who's broke.
Oh, it's actually wild to watch the cognitive dissonance within real time. You cannot, within the same sentence, say that you believe in equality and also give an example of inequality within your thinking. To have a man say, I don't want to be with a single mom, and it could be for financial reasons, you gonna call him prejudice. Meanwhile, it's okay for a woman not to date a broke guy, not because of financial reasons, but because, as a woman, I have to be in a situation and I'm going to have kids. I'm going to have to. And it's a very struggle filled time. Like, it's absolutely insane to listen to them cope of why the logic doesn't apply to them.
If women had to self-improve to attract hypergamous men, would they call that oppression or accountability?
Men would call it accountability, I suppose.
Probably oppression. I would feel like I'm pressured if I had to, make sure I look like this good every day just to be with someone. I would definitely feel pressured.
It's actually insane. With that logic, you flip genders, men are currently oppressed. Interesting.
Men are always going to gain so much more from their relationships with women than women are going to gain from their relationships with men. And you can argue, what if he does this for you, or he's handy, or, you can hire someone. Like, there's just the mental energy that women give to men. It's
Shorty said that men gain more from being friends with women than women
gain from being friends with men? And then she said, he gave the example of like, what if he's handy? What if he helps you with this, that, and third, da, 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 da. She said, because women give more mental power, more mental energy in being friends with men. I'm sorry. Have you ever been friends with a woman before? A woman will come to you about her problems, right? And then you'll give her a solution to said problem, right? She won't listen to the solution, but she'll still complain about it. She will always be in a crisis, but never do anything to solve said crisis. And you don't think that's mentally taxing? Mind you, this isn't even just a perspective of a man being friends with a woman. I've heard women who are friends with women say this as well. What mental toll does it take on you to be friends with a man? Because men, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. A man might come to you because you're a woman and vent to you more than he would his male friends. But even in that, he's still looking for a solution, right? Your female friends are going to vent to you and not look for a solution. What have I gained from women being my friends? Not saying that like me being friends with men, I've gained so much. I'm just saying like, what have I gained from being friends with women? Honestly, the only people I've ever fallen off with on a friendship basis is women. Like those are like, I think I've fallen off with one dude who was a friend of mine, one guy in my whole life, one guy. Like we had an actual falling out. But with women, there's always a falling out. Women rarely have best friends that last longer than 5 years. That's why when you ask a man, who's your best friend and when did you meet him? They'll say something like kindergarten, middle school. You ask a woman, hey, who's your best friend? Oh, I met her in college. How old are you? I'm 24. So like last year? Yeah, I'll just be saying nonsense, bro.
The internet never fails to amaze me. So I made a video talking about how I'm not interested in approaching women anymore because of the potential consequences, and I'm still getting some type of backlash from that. You got people saying, oh, you might just be unattractive. Me personally, I don't think that I'm unattractive, but it's okay if I'm not attractive to that specific woman. You got people also saying it's the approach. And my thing is, how else are you supposed to approach someone? I simply said, hey, how are you? A simple, respectful, gentle way of approaching someone. A simple indication to let you know that I don't mean any harm. This one lady in the comment section said that I was gay and that I'm teaching other men to mistreat women. How does not approaching women mean that I'm mistreating them? What? And then you got people saying, oh, you probably just don't got no game. How don't I have game if I'm choosing not to approach these people? Just because, say for example, if LeBron James retired from basketball, does that mean he's trash? And then you got people trying to talk about my glasses, trying to say that these are women's frames. My thing is, bro, Malcolm X had these literal exact same frames and nobody said a word about it. Like, bro, God forbid a person can't see, or you need to go get some entirely new frames so that you can talk to girls. Shut the up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I've seen women's frames. If you think these are women's frames, you're a Nimrod. And then from my experience, keyword my experience, I don't hear too many women say that they don't like glasses. If anything, they find glasses attractive. That's just from my perspective. I had a point in life where I just downright didn't wear my glasses, knowing that I needed them, and girls would still tell me, you look cute with your glasses. I think you should wear your glasses more. These days, bro, I'm not wearing my glasses because women have told me that I look more handsome in glasses. I'm simply wearing my glasses because I need them, and I'm not gonna walk around here squinting. But that's besides the point. And then y'all acting like it's not other ways to get women. I say all the time, if you want to get women, put yourself in position to where you can meet women, like hobbies, school, work. That way you can consistently see these people and they can get to know you instead of you just being a stranger walking up to them trying to get their number. It's crazy because y'all making it seem like I don't get women. My thing is, don't make assumptions about people you don't know. I have no problem getting women. I'm just more interested in messing with the women that want to mess with me. And it's crazy when I say this, a lot of people are going to assume that I think that I'm all that. And you may not agree with this, but I've been told that I'm decently attractive and I have a very attractive personality. I'm not lacking in the women department. I'm just going about it at a different angle. Apparently, it's a crime to say I believe in mutual interest now.
And I like what Jedediah was saying, because modern women continue to say, well, we don't need men and a whole bunch of that, all of that nonsense. She was essentially saying, you know, what would you do without men? They shield you from harm. There's a lot of things that men take care of on a grand scale that you never see. And that's the point that I keep making. Modern women keep on saying about how they don't need men and men aren't necessary and all this other stuff. What would you do? Seriously speaking, what would you do on a large scale when there's so many things, there's so much stuff going on in society? What would you actually do if men were not present? And in modern, they don't really think of it until they're pressed to think of it. And when they are pressed to think of it, because they've never thought of it, they start thinking about stupid stuff, which men just sit back and laugh at everything. That ain't gonna work. That can easily be debunked. And it's not a man saying it can't work just because they're hating. They're saying it can't work because a man has already tried to do it with his strength. And he's made procedures and different things and built a whole kind of society around this is what not to do. This is what to do. Try this out before you do this. This is in emergency situations only. Only go here if you need this. They've built a whole society on that so you don't have to guess. But modern women, what they like to do is test over here and redo everything that the men have already done, and they want men to go along with it. Allow us to do this for our own experience, right? Go out there and mess with a bunch of men for my own experience. And I figure out, oh, I didn't really like him, or I really like that. And, you know, by the time I get to my husband, I want him. Yeah, by the time you get to your husband and you want him, your husband doesn't want you, because you've tried out the entire store. You've tried out everything. That's not appealing. God, dog.